Hello everyone. In our continuation of learning polymodeling, we are going to start a new assignment, and it's going to be called a mug. That's right, a mug like a coffee mug. Alright, first of all, we're going to start off with a curve, actually two curves, and I always want to start in my front view, so make sure that you go into your front view. And the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to turn on my snap and go to my curves and grab a Bezier curve. So this should look familiar if you've done all the other assignments for this class. I'm going to click and single click in the center and then click and drag out once or twice, and then click and drag out once or twice like that, and I can turn the snap off now. And now for the rest of this, I'm just going to drop a few edges in like so. Put one at the top, and then I'll try to follow the same pattern as I go down that I did on the outside, so kind of matching one for each control vertice. And then from here I can just go like this and snap it back down, and then let's turn that back off, and we'll hit Q to drop the tool. Now it's a little bit wonky looking, so let's just do some adjustments here. Move that in a little bit. Oh, what did I grab there? Let's see. For some reason that's looking very strange in the viewport. Oh, I have my symmetry on, so let's turn that off. There we go. Much better. Much better. And we'll just move these around a little bit. And something like that. And this one I'll just pull out. Pull that out a little bit. Here I'm just gonna, you don't have to make this totally perfect, just so it looks nice. There we go. That's good enough. Alright, that's gonna be our mug. It's the profile of it. And while I'm here, I am going to make another curve, and I'll just use the EP curve tool for this one. This is going to be the handle, so it's just going to kind of go off the side like that. So I'm just going to come out here and put down a few points like so. It doesn't look great, so I'm just going to come in here and adjust that. Doesn't look great at all. All right, before we go further, I should mention that my first point that I put down was up here. So later we're going to do an extrude. We're going to extrude a polygon along this curve, and we need to extrude from the first point. Otherwise, we're going to get some weird artifacts, and it's going to turn inside out. So if you are not paying attention right now, and you go ahead and you extrude from the bottom up, you will find those artifacts will happen with your model if you followed along this with the curve drawing like I did. Okay, so that's good. Alright, so let's go ahead and jump back into our perspective. We can just go ahead and take a look at this and hit F on my keyboard. I think that'll work. And then I'm just going to hold Control and double click my revolve, make sure everything's set up right. It all looks good, although I think I'm going to want to do this at like 3 and 3, should be fine. And just hit apply. Alright, now you can see here my mesh looks pretty even, and that's good. That's what I'm looking for. Alright, and my curve now, this curve, I want to kind of align it so that one point goes in the middle of 4 polygons, and the same thing right here. Okay, this helps me with cutting into the other polygons, because I'm going to cut a circle into that, so it makes it easier on me. So actually I think I'll align the bottom first to the middle right there, and then I will take this top vertex right here. Make sure you're staying in line so you're not getting it you're not going using the middle here. Just make sure you're staying in the same Y space right there. Same thing with this. When you're adjusting this, just stay in the one axis. And we could go like that. And I also want to make sure that I'm outside the mesh, otherwise when I do the extrude will kind of pop into the mesh and then pop back out, so we don't want that. Alright, that's good, that's perfect. Getting ready to go here. Alright, so now I'm just going to clean up a little bit. Let me add, actually I'll just hide this curve by going Control H so it's not in the viewport. Eventually I would put these in a layer, curves layer, but we're not going to do that right now. So now let's get to the poly modeling part. There's some great new tools that are going to help me to make a circular cut here, but the first thing I'm going to do is just use my cut tool to cut a diamond shape in here, and then I'm going to make sure that that diamond shape is turned into all quads. So we'll see, you'll see how that works. So I'm just going to use the cut tool, and I'm going to hold shift, and once I hold shift you'll see a black dot, and that black dot goes right into the center. I'm not pressing anything on my mouse right now. I'm just going to go ahead and left click now, and I'm going to do the same thing again. Left click, left click, left click. Now I let go of the shift button and complete it and hit enter. Alright, so now I'm going to go ahead and click in a corner and then hold shift and then hit that center point again, and then I'm going to hold shift, hit that center point, and then let go of shift and hit the corner again. And I'm just going to do the same thing here. Hold shift, let go, right there. Okay, so we've done one piece, or one place where the handle will come out. And what we need to do now is I'm going to go ahead and grab these faces here. And let's hit Q so we get rid of that widget. We got all these faces, and Maya put a tool in a few versions ago that's really great for making circles, and it's the circularize tool. So I'm going to go ahead and hit that, and this is really great because it just it does this for us, and it will flatten out your surface, but it has an alignment thing here, so you can actually set it so it follows the curvature of the original mesh, and that's exactly what we want. So I'm going to do that, and I'm just going to leave that alone. Now I can hit Q to drop the tool, and the next part here is wash, rinse, and repeat. We're going to do the same thing on the bottom. Hold shift, hold shift, hold shift, hold shift, let go of shift, and complete it. And then click, hold shift, let go of shift, click. As you can see, I could go this way too, it doesn't really matter. Shift and click and complete. And now same thing that we did before. Let's just select all these center pieces. Now this part down here I'm actually going to delete after I get done with shaping this up like a circle. I just want to show one thing. Sometimes when you do this, you'll get this weird, it'll be like twisted like that. Well, they have this twist button here so you can turn that back. So if it gets twisted, or yours is twisted up initially, that might mean that maybe your revolve wasn't perfect or something. I don't know. But just so you know, you can do that. Alright, so I'm going to hit Q to drop the tool, and now I'm just going to hit delete to delete those polygons. So the next step is I'm going to take these, so just shift select all of these, and then I'm going to shift select this curve. Now sometimes it doesn't let me do that. Let's see. Oh, yep, it's doing it. Maya won't let me shift select the curve. Okay, so if that happens, you just go to object mode, deselect everything, and reselect this, and go to faces again. Now you should be able to shift select that. Okay, it's just a bug. Sometimes it doesn't work. And the next thing you're going to do is hit extrude, and it'll look funny at first. Now remember, we started with the curve from the top, so we need to start from the cut from the top, or the extrude from the top. It'll look funny, but what we do is we add divisions in, and then all of a sudden it'll look very nice. And that's really nice. Okay, so let's go ahead and just drop that. And the next thing I want to do is I'm actually going to delete these faces. So just hit delete. I'm going to double click on this edge, and I'm going to do a bridge. And there we go. We're almost there. So the next thing I want to do is just double click this edge loop, and I'll go ahead and give it a bevel. So just do a little bevel there, add a segment if you want. That's up to you. Either one's, yeah, I'm going to add the segment. I like it. And then for down here, it almost looks like we already have a bevel, so I'll do a little trick here. I'm going to use the cut tool, And then in my poly toolkit, I'll put on edge flow, and I should be able to just edge flow will actually help curve this piece. So I'm just going to go like this and click inside of here, and then that will be all done. And that is about it for this one. If you want to adjust this, you can go edge slide, and you can scale this out a little bit, and it'll slide along the edges. And there you go. That is how we first create the mug. So have fun creating that, and in the next steps we will lay out the UVs and then do some logos for this. Alright, thanks for watching and happy modeling.